My name is Dallas Shepard with the Harmonized Brain Centers. Today we're going to talk about brain waves. Yes, those things that we measure here at the Harmonized Brain Centers. And basically when you look at brain waves, really what we're talking about is just the electrical activity in the brain. However, when we pull the EEG or the add information, we break them down into cycles per second. And the cycles per second means something in how the brain functions. The 0 to 4 basically range is what we call delta waves. And delta waves are more attributed with sleep, a slowing of the brain. You also have theta waves, which go from 4 cycles per second up to 8 cycles per second. Those are more of a dream state. Sometimes when you're not really awake, but you're not really asleep, but it's also a very creative state. But it's also, sometimes people will call it as a subconscious state. A lot of times when people meditate or pray, they get a lot of theta waves will show up. The next wave is what we call alpha waves, and this is range from 8 to 12 cycles per second. Alpha waves, we're awake, we're conscious, but not actively always doing something. Sometimes you can describe it as we're kind of watching TV and kind of just vegging out. We're aware, but we're not actively doing anything. But beta waves basically go from the range from 12 cycles per second all the way to 42 cycles per second. That's where we're functioning and getting things done. Okay, and when we're trying to decide, make decisions, and our brain's firing, that's where the beta waves are taking over. So when we look and compare our brain waves to the functional areas within the brain, that's where we can start seeing where there's deficiencies. Because when we have part of delta waves on the frontal lobe, that's where we make decisions. But let's say our parietal lobe, it has a lot of alpha and beta in it. But now all of a sudden it's communicating information faster than the front can make a decision. And when that happens, now we have a miscommunication. We're trying to make decisions, but by the time we go to make a decision, we keep getting more information. And when we get more information, we try to make a decision, or I'm distracted onto something else, and now all of a sudden that's where the ADD and that type of stuff shows up. So the object, again, with LENS Neurofeedback is how do we help the brain waves become self-regulated, so therefore they have the flexibility and the efficiency to be able to communicate between its parts. So I hope this information you found helpful. And if so, please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our channel, or visit our website at harmonizedbraincenters.com. We're making a small correction right now, but over a period of time, the ship is off in a whole new direction.